Black History Month, or better, what they're calling it now as African American History Month, is health and wellness. Health and wellness is the theme for this year. National Black History Month has its origins in 1915 when historian and author Dr. Carter G. Woodson founded the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History. This organization is now known as the Association for the Study of African American Life and History. Through this organization, Dr. Woodson initiated the first Negro History Week in February 1926. Dr. Woodson selected the week in February that included the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass, two key figures in the history of Black Americans. In 1975, President Ford issued a message on the observance of Black History Week, urging all Americans to recognize the important contribution made to our nation's life and culture by Black citizens. In 1976, the ASALH expanded this commemoration of Black history in the United States from a week-long observance to Black History Month, which also has been known as African American History Month. In the same year, President Ford issued a message on the observance of Black History Month, and in subsequent years, presidents continue to issue messages honoring Black History Month. As I tell my children, Black history is every day, not just February. With that being said, our colors that we chose for the day were red, black, and green, and also gold. Red, black, and green represents the flag of the African American people. When we were brought here, we did not have our own flag. We were disenfranchised and separated from the tribes that we came from in our motherland. So we did not truly have a flag that we could look at like the Irish people could look and see a flag that represented them. So Marcus Garvey created a flag in the colors of red, black, and green. Red representing the bloodshed of our people, not only on African soil, but here on the American soil where our people have shed blood. Black representing the Black people, and green representing growth and fertility. Amen. It was also inspired because there was a minstrel song. If you don't know what a minstrel is someone that sings, but in those times the minstrels made fun of us as black people, and there was a song that said, every race has a flag but the coon. And so with that song, it was inspired that we create our own flag, and that's why we have the flag, the red, the black, and the green. Amen. With that said, and this is Health and Wellness Month, I just wanted to point out a few African American pioneers in medicine and healthcare that you may or may not know. Amen. One of them is named Vivian Thomas. If you've ever watched the movie about the blue baby syndrome, Vivian Thomas he wasn't even medically or educationally qualified, but he dealt with something that was called the blue baby syndrome, which is today called the cyanotic heart disease, that dealt with babies who could not get the blood pumped through their arteries and they would turn blue. Well, he didn't even have a high school education, and this man performed the surgery that helped these babies to live at Johns Hopkins Hospital. They would not even recognize him as a professor of medicine. They only had him as a supervisor of the laboratory. But later on in life, the school, Johns Hopkins University, decided to make him a professor of medicine, and he was put on staff at Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, and he was honored and truly made that happen in 1986 without a high school education. Ben Carson, he was I know we know him from the political world, but before he was in the political world, he was a doctor who actually separated the first conjoined twins. Conjoined twins were connected by the back of their heads, and no surgeon at that time had ever figured out a way to actually separate the babies. But God blessed the black man with the ability and the wisdom and the gift to be able to perform that surgery first and foremost, and they are still following his procedure today. Joycelyn Elders was the first African American Surgeon General in this country. So we're honoring those that it's okay to clap because we are standing on their shoulders today. Much of the medicine that is practiced today is because of them. Dr. James McCune Smith. He was without a high school education, and he was the first African American to earn a medical degree. These were things that I did not even know. Rebecca Lee Crumpler. Miss Crumpler moved to Massachusetts and began working as a nurse, having no formal training. She was admitted to the New England Female Medical College, and she was the first black woman in the United States to earn a medical degree. Amen. Daniel Hale Williams, Dr. Daniel Hale Williams. Amen. He was apprenticed under a highly accomplished surgeon and decided to pursue education in medicine. Dr. Williams opened the Providence Hospital and Training School for Nurses, which was the first medical facility in the nation to have an interracial staff. And, amen, in 1893, Dr. Williams became one of the first people to successfully perform open heart surgery. In 1894, he was appointed the chief surgeon of the Freedmen's Hospital. If you're from D.C., then you know where the old Freedman Hospital was. And in 1895, he founded the National Medical Association for Black Medical Practitioners. The Freedmen's Hospital was the only hospital in D.C. where black babies could be born at that time. Amen. And then we have Dr. William Hinton. He was a part of the U.S. Public Health Service. After years of teaching preventive medicine, hygiene, bacteriology, and immunology, Hinton became the first African American to be promoted to the rank of professor at Harvard University. I could go on, but like I said, I got a good 5 minutes out of it. I just want you to know that black history is every day. If you look in this church, you're seeing inventions made by African Americans. You can start with the inner tube to these lights. It was created by a black man. You can look around this church and go into that television. The original television, the tube that was in it was created by a black man. And the reason that we celebrate black history so much is because people ask that, but it is because our history and our accomplishments had been hidden because of the way that we were brought here. We were brought here chained and shackled in the bottom of the ships, and we weren't brought here for any type of working labor. We were brought here for free labor, and we labored for over 500 years on cotton fields, and right here in St. Mary's County in fields and areas. We didn't get paid. 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 Amen. I got to repeat that because some people believe that it was some type of labor where we received compensation, but we did not. And so we celebrate that because we're still discovering our history every day. Last but not least, if you look on my shirt, I'm a member of a part of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. We are part of an organization nicknamed the Divine Nine. That is a group of 5 fraternities and 4 sororities, all black Greek-lettered organizations founded at a time on white campuses and black campuses when we could not join white fraternities or sororities. They were formed so that we would have our own social networks and so that we could help our own people to achieve and to excel. So with that said, we celebrate Black History Month today, we celebrate Black History tomorrow, and we celebrate Black History forever.